Good morning. So today I'm going to talk about unconscious blocks and the ego and how healing is not linear. And the reason I'm sharing this today is because we just came out of eclipse season and retrograde season, one of the biggest portals that we've seen in this lifetime. And one of the results for me was uncovering an unconscious block around self-sabotage. And it had connected itself to shadow aspects of myself that involved competition. And this had me out of alignment in many areas of my life in small but significant ways for 6 years. And as a medicine woman, someone who helps guide people back to their truth and back to alignment, this feels really edgy to admit that, yes, I had an unconscious block for 6 years. And this is because healing is not linear and there's so many layers. You know, there were many things that were playing a role in my life that were actually more important or kind of like hiding on top of this self-sabotage. And these things needed to be cleared first. And they were very real. There were things like grief. I went through a divorce a year and a half ago. So the grief needed to be cleared. This was laying on top of it. I wasn't able to get to anything else. And there is such a thing as divine timing. You know, some things we're not supposed to heal until a certain point, until we're really ready. Because once we heal it, what happens is our whole existence changes. Our whole life shifts. And so I needed to be ready energetically for the changes that are now coming from this new connection to a more aligned way of being. And also this self-sabotage and this competition that it had attached to was actually not just me, it was actually attached to an entity. And this entity came in through a plant medicine ceremony that was not held safely. And in the end, I believe that even whenever there's not perfect space holding in plant medicine ceremonies, whatever happens is for the highest good of all participants. So what I have now learned from these blocks and this entity are actually just huge. They're massive. And so I actually am so grateful that even though 6 years seems like a long time to have been blocked, you know, what I'm now taking from it is a really deep sense of who I am, what I believe in, what I'm capable of. And yeah, you know, really it's just this awe of just how intricate healing is, and a deep compassion for like how layered it is, and that we can't do all of the healing at once. It takes time, it takes patience, and we're never going to be perfect. And perfection is not the goal. So I'm here to just share the message, have compassion with yourself. Have compassion with yourself. And most of all, whenever you do meet something and you're like, holy shit, that's been playing a role in my life for that long, like, have grace. Because part of me really wanted to sit there and feel a lot of self-pity and feel like frustrated, and like, no, that would have just been continuing to self-sabotage. You know, instead, I chose to look at the things that this block was playing a role in and start making changes and start moving forward, and feel really grateful that I even was able to find it, because it was sneaky as fuck. Sneaky as fuck. And also, I want to say that even healers, like especially healers, our stuff is even sneakier. And because we've already done a lot of work with our ego, so the stuff that's left is really, really intricately woven into our being. So we need support finding these things. And the way I was able to find this block was through the support of a fellow medicine sister and doing an energy clearing session with her. So, I'm not a medicine woman or an intuitive healer because I'm perfect. I am because I show up, because I'm willing to do the work. I'm willing to acknowledge and admit that I'm human, so fucking human. So thank you for listening, and I hope that this helps some of you, because I know a lot of us are still just reeling or integrating. We're integrating what we've learned through eclipse season and retrograde season, because it was intense. There was a lot there. There's a lot to unpack. So happy unpacking. And if you feel called to receive support, I'm available. I hold private one-on-one mushroom ceremonies, as well as doing intuitive relationship coaching. My goal in life is to bring people into alignment with their most authentic self-expression. Thank you.